I just dropped $500 on the marketplace, and since then everything has crashed. As you can see here, my credits are absolutely chalked now, and if only I knew there was going to be a marketplace crash, this could have all been prevented. If you didn't know, the marketplace crashed because of this new Valkyrie bundle. A lot of people weren't prepared as they did not see this marketplace crash coming, but if you are going to pick up the bundle for yourself, consider slapping in a creator code to help a creator out. With the new creator code feature out, I should probably tell you guys to please use code ERROR, but I actually just don't have a creator code. Ubisoft, if you're out there, please give me a code. But essentially, the new Valkyrie bundle seems to be very popular and a lot of people want to get their hands on it. The Valkyrie bundle is pretty pricey though, and because people don't have jobs these days, the only real way to get the R6 credits necessary to make the purchase is just to quick sell your items. For example, take Onami. That item was going for about 6k credits. The average Joe will just cut his loss of 1k credits, sell it for 5k just so he can get the Valk bundle instantly. The average Joe is happy with his purchase, but when everybody does this, it just crashes and tanks an item's value. People see prices lowering, they start freaking out, they panic sell, and it just gets worse from there. So to keep this really short and simple, the marketplace has two types of crashes. Now, the first type of marketplace crash that can occur is a global crash. This means the crash affects every single item on the marketplace. Then you have the partial marketplace crash, which means it only affects certain items. A good example of this is when celebration packs were added to the marketplace. The only items that actually crashed were the items that were inside the celebration packs. And so while there are a group of items that are crashing on the marketplace and are just plummeting in value, the items that aren't being affected by the crash tend to go up in value. So for example, while celebration pack items were crashing, it would actually be smart to invest in something like a glacier that aren't included in celebration packs. Now, keeping this in mind, if everything on the marketplace is crashing collectively, there's pretty much nothing you can invest in because everything's going down. You want to sell before the crash occurs. This way you can hold onto your credits and you can reinvest your credits into those items when they're available for a cheaper price set. But how exactly can we predict when a crash will occur? Well, lucky for us, the marketplace is predictable. Based on patterns in history, there's 3 ways a marketplace crash can occur. The first being the routine crash. This is the most predictable one. It's called the routine crash because every single season without fail, the marketplace has crashed. The marketplace will always crash when a new season is launched, and knowing this information, we can easily make a profit because this routine crash is always consistent. The routine seasonal marketplace crash is a type 1 marketplace crash, being the global one, which, as we know, it affects every single item on the marketplace. Following the rule that we learned earlier, it's best to sell everything on your account at this time, as prices will go down, and if you're holding a ton of valuable items on your account, you will just lose a bunch of credits in value. Now, at this point, you're not actually making a profit, you're only selling your items to preserve some credits from a loss. So how exactly can we actually make a profit here? Well, let's take, for example, here the item Onami. This item recently faced 2 crashes, which the first one actually was because of the seasonal crash. The goal here would be to sell this item 2 weeks before the marketplace crash, and then just as the prices are getting really bad, you actually want to purchase the item back. This way, not only have you sold the item and made a bit of profit there, but you're actually buying it back at an insanely discounted price. You can tell when the seasonal crash is coming because if you look at the battle pass in game, it'll give you an exact timer. Personally, I'd sell around the 14-day mark, but if you think you're gonna forget, then don't worry, because I'll probably post a video around the time of the marketplace crash occurring just to remind you guys of what to do. I'm unsure for the reason why, but over on Reddit, I'm seeing these posts of people saying that I'm just lying and there's never marketplace crashes. Like, what are you on about, bro? Some people on Reddit actually need to pack it up, bro. Get off my fucking dick. I promise you guys, you're in my best interest. The second type that can occur is when Ubisoft adds more cosmetics to the game. This could also be when an event comes out. This type of crash is usually less predictable and is always luck based. So since the Showdown event just came out, I'll use this as an example. But basically, people log in to play some Siege, they see these new packs here which are obtainable with R6 credits, and of course, once we see some new packs, we always go through to look at the collection, and bam, right here, a pretty decent looking memento skin. I mean, personally, it's alright, but like, a lot of people do actually like these type of skins. Now, the only way to get this skin is to collect all the other cosmetics in these packs, which is, I think there's 33 in total. Now, a lot of people probably want this memento skin, so what are they going to do to get the credits necessary? They're going to sell their items on the marketplace. And then when people start doing this, it creates people to panic sell because they see their prices going down. Now, on top of the Showdown packs that were just added to the game, there's also a bunch of new esports skins, and there's also still that Valkyrie bundle, which is still relatively new. So you got to think about it. There's all these new cosmetics that just dropped into the game. People want to get their hands on them. What's the easiest way to make credits? It's just to quick sell stuff on the marketplace. This Deimos skin here especially is very hyped up. I know a lot of people want this one. Now these esports skins cost about 1,500 credits for the full sets. And the thing with the marketplace is you might not want to spend, you know, 20 bucks of real life money to actually obtain this skin, but if you already have it on the marketplace, I mean, you can just obtain it just like that. And of course, with the Valkyrie bundle still being pretty new, it's just like all of these things collectively is why the marketplace is crashing right now. People want the Memento skins, people want the Valkyrie Elite, people want the esports skins. How do they get these skins? How do they get these cosmetics? They just sell on the marketplace. There's also a lot of users on the marketplace who don't really know what they're doing and they see the items going down in value. So what do? They just panic sell and it just gets worse and worse from there. So what exactly is there to do in a situation like this? Well, this is a global marketplace crash currently, but it's not exactly like you can predict a crash like this. So it's very hard to understand what to do in a situation like this, but I still do have the answer. Since items are just so cheap right now, you basically want to buy with whatever credits you have, but if you don't have any credits on your account, do not sell anything. When the prices are just down to the lowest they've ever been, you don't want to sell because they will rise up eventually. It just may take a lot of time, and that's why I always recommend you should just keep some credits on your account just in case. If a crash comes out of nowhere and you have no credits to work with, that really sucks. So for the future, you want to keep some credits on you so when a marketplace crash does occur out of nowhere, you can actually take advantage of that and make a bit of profit. Don't sell your items in a situation like this because prices will go back up eventually, but if you do have some credits on you, then definitely consider buying. So this is the most predictable type of crash, but this is the third and last type. This is when Ubisoft makes rare old cosmetics available again. They did this with the celebration packs, bringing back a ton of old skins. While some are still somewhat rare, they did tank in value. Although the marketplace wasn't available at the time, they actually did bring back red silk, so more players actually have it now. You kind of just have to imagine how expensive red silk would be today if it was never re-released. Of course, it's crashed a few times in recent times anyway, but it would definitely be a lot more than just 200 credits. Now, the reason why the item value goes down here is because anyone can just buy it straight from Ubisoft. They don't need to use the marketplace to obtain the item. Now, this has only really ever happened with celebration packs, and this isn't a very common crash that occurs. I would personally say this isn't a marketplace crash that you have to worry about a ton, because when something like this is going to happen, everybody talks about it. You will be alerted. These type of marketplace crashes are very specific, and the best way to deal with a marketplace crash like this is just to not buy those items that are crashing. And to be honest, there's not really any way to profit off of this type of crash. You just kind of want to avoid those items that are crashing. But what we did learn from celebration pack items is that when that item starts to crash, when it feels like it's getting to the lowest of the low of its price point, you then want to just pick it up, because when its price point starts to slowly start creeping up again, that's obviously when you want to sell it for the profit. The only case of a market crash I can think of like this that may be a possibility is when next season they add the packs to the marketplace, where you'll be able to purchase all of the different event packs, celebration packs, all those type of packs. I definitely see some of the items values going down again. Definitely the celebration pack items, but we might even see some of the other items that were available in packs before now kind of crash down. We don't really know how the trading of packs on the marketplace system is going to work yet though, because honestly they just haven't really been giving a lot of information on that. So this isn't really a marketplace crash that you have to look out for yourself. I feel like everybody will be talking about it when something like this happens again. Although I will add, Ubisoft randomly did add the Crespula attachment skin back to the Siege store just randomly. They gave no notice about this whatsoever, and this was a very expensive attachment skin, and anybody who actually owned this attachment skin definitely lost a lot of credits. So there's not really anything you can do about that. That's just kind of unlucky, and the best thing you can really do to avoid something like that is just invest into safe items. Like, Ubisoft will never bring back glaciers, they just won't. And if that's not in your budget, then just pray to dear God that they don't re-release your items. I do appreciate you guys watching towards the end of this video. Make sure you guys do join up on my Discord server. Link will be in my YouTube bio. If you use the marketplace at all, it's just a good server to be in. If you have any questions about the marketplace, you can ask people in there. I do giveaways in there sometimes. You guys can share some of your best drip combos with each other and just talk marketplace. That will be all though, very close to 14k, so hit the subscribe button.